A battle of wits between Riboku and Onsen. Both of these legendary characters in Kingdom have been built up for a very long time. There is so much hype behind them. And finally, this is no longer the regular war we fought. Also, the original plan is in shatters. It's just now up to these two legendary figures to outsmart each other and to figure out who has the better strategy on terms of offensive play and defensive play. I'm pretty damn excited to see where this goes, because Onsen, for him to say it's a perfect city, that's pretty scary. It's really scary, because this is a guy that has a very good mind. He's very intelligent. He's able to easily see things, problems with cities and stuff like that. And when he was gazing upon the city, and he uttered, "It's perfect. It's a perfect city. It will not fall to an attack," that pretty much concluded the original plan ended in failure. And so now, everything we know, the original plan is gone. This is all now up to Onsen to figure out what to do and how to continue on attacking and also win this war. We also need to, factor in a couple of key points about Onsen, okay? Onsen is the type of character, from the way he's been, given characterization, that he does care about his life, and he won't do an endless, pointless attack if it results in his death or anyone else to die and all that. Like, just an entire wipe. He just wouldn't attack if it was pointless. So whatever he's figured out, it's definitely something that, is good. He's figured out what he needs to do. The question is, what is Onsen planning? See, we already kind of figured out that we were going to be abandoning the city. We already kind of knew everybody was going to just either pack up and go home, or they were all going to just get up and march towards where they need to go. But the question is, where are they marching? Now, Onsen did figure out something. Obviously, for him to continue on to attack and move further into Zhao's territory, obviously he has a plan. He's not going in blind without a strategy. The question is, where is he going? See, we all assume he's still going to attack the same city, but I personally don't believe that anymore. I do not think that's what's going to happen now, because for Onsen to say, just give me some time and all that, and he's just sitting there in the middle of battle, he's just sitting down looking at the map, and he has his soldiers fighting off Zhao, like, scouts and stuff, just cutting them to pieces, and he's sitting here formulating a plan, badass by the way. It just proves that he's trying to figure out other routes to take Zhao. Most likely, they're not going for the same city. They're probably not going there anymore. They're probably, if I had to make some type of theory here, I'm assuming he's going to take another city. He's going to take a completely other city away from the city they were going, something that doesn't have as much defense, but it's pretty damn good for they can kind of hold it for a while and then attack Zhao, or make some form of escape route or something like that. I feel like that's what Onsen's trying to do. He's trying to gain the advantage, maybe an uphill advantage. Maybe he's trying to gain a fortress or something that has like a hill to where they can hold on top of a mountaintop to be able to hold off against any army that's coming after them. One or the other might happen. Regardless, though, I do need to talk about the fact that there is the potential possibility that Onsen might completely negate all other cities and head directly for the capital, which in a way is very suicidal. I mean, that's a suicidal plan in of itself, like just rushing up against the main capital of Zhao. That's just asking to get completely surrounded and wiped out like it's nothing. But at the same time, though, it's so crazy that maybe that might be the only option available at this time. But once again, we gotta think about the type of character that Onsen is. From what he's been, said about him, that he actually cares about his life and he wouldn't risk it. So, the question is he trying to do that and he has a good plan, or is there something else he has? And I mean, if he does go after the capital, they might have a small opening, because everybody will be caught by surprise. They'll be like, what the fuck, he's a madman, he's suicidal. But, they can take the city. Maybe Zhao's capital is in a very similar position to how, Quinn's capital city was. You remember how Quinn had that entire issue with his capital city? It was a good city, it was strong, but it didn't have the ability to withstand a massive-ass siege, a very big siege, because of how it was designed. You never expected forces to go that deep into Quinn's territory to be able to take their cities. So obviously, the city wasn't designed for that. So there is a likely possibility that the main fortress, the main capital city, might not be as strong as, you know, these other cities wrapped around it, because they wouldn't assume someone would be that crazy or suicidal to rush in and try to take the city. Maybe that is what Onsen is hoping for. Maybe he's hoping that the city is not that fortified. Regardless, though, this is Riboku, and Riboku has shown to have a lot of plans. He's very smart and all that, so I honestly kind of doubt he hasn't upgraded the main capital city. I just don't think he would, you know, allow the same problem that faced Quinn to happen to his capital city. I just don't think he would allow that, but that is something. That is a potential possibility because of how the king of Zhao is. We remember, Zhao's king is pretty scummy as fuck. Maybe he didn't want the town to be messed with at all or manipulated or changed or anything, and so he said, like, fuck you to Riboku, you're not allowed to touch my city. What if something like that happened? That could be a possibility. Anyways, though, let's think about this real quick, okay? Riboku is a very intelligent individual, and so is Onsen from what we have seen. I don't feel like this fight is going to be determined by these two individuals. I don't think they're going to be the one that gets the final say of whoever wins. I mean, they will be the big part of it, but I feel like it's going to come down more to other people's mistakes. For instance, the officers under each individual's command. For instance, some of Riboku's officers or some of Onsen's officers, they will make mistakes to cause the plan that each of them are, you know, using to go up in flames. One or the other might happen, but the way these two are, I just do not think they personally would make a big, colossal mistake. So I feel like it's going to come down to the officers under each individual, probably underestimating their opponent or something and causing them to get fucked. And the only person I could assume that's been built up now to cause a colossal mistake that would leave a big enough opening for Zhao to fall would definitely be the king of Zhao. I could easily see the king of Zhao fucking something up, fucking with Riboku, and then that causes the entire dilemma to where Zhao falls. I could see that. I could definitely see that happening, and that's probably what Onsen is banking on. So, anyways, besides all of that, though, it's looking to be like a very hype war. Like, I was already hyped enough, but now knowing that everything we know, what was built up for the past couple chapters, like the plan is gone, we're just left in mystery and wonder, like, where are we going? What is the next step? I mean, they're gonna get surrounded. There's no doubt about that. They will be surrounded. The entirety of their 200,000 men will be surrounded, and there will be no way to escape once they get too far in there. It's gonna be GG right then and there if they just stand and fight and they don't continuously move. So the only thing they have right now on their side is movement. Constantly moving, marching. If they could continue with their pace and march to wherever they're going, that's what's going to decide this, really, at the time. So, we just need to see where it's going to go. I'm curious to see where the writer, the mangaka, is going to take the upcoming chapters, and let's just see if Onsen lives up to the hype. So, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.